Hey guys, it's Steph from the Moon Podcast. I mean, I really try to get behind this New York Knicks team. I thought that they turned the corner, winning a very impressive game, game 4. And, could the New York Knicks close this deal out? And if they had got this game and won 4-1, I would have been like, you know what? Knicks team is looking good. Knicks team is looking more than just a graceful second round exit. Could this team get to the Eastern Conference Finals and give whoever they face in the Conference Finals a run for their money? All right. No. I mean, this was a big spot. I mean, when there was a lot of pressure on the Knicks, not pressure, but expectations, the Knicks will go ahead and close the deal out. And no. Now, I got to credit the Detroit Pistons, Jay Bickerstaff having these guys great defensively. Amon Thompson, very defensive, passed out there. Tobias Harris did a phenomenal job on Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, I don't really speak with Tobias Harris and defense in the same sentence, but he played very, very well for the Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham came alive in the second half, very impressive. And the Thompson brother played well as well with a lot of putback dunks. It just seemed like the Detroit Pistons wanted it more. And then injuries started weird as ugly for the Knicks, man. I remember last year injuries started breaking this team down, and it seemed like could this team be getting broken down by injuries, man. Brunson went down, and then Hart went down. Then it got to the point where they couldn't bring those guys back in the game because Thibodeau had to use his second to last timeout. Then when he was really trying to hold off and hoping the ball would stop in game action to sub those guys back in, and no. It's a series. Oh no, I think the Knicks will go on and win this series. However, they don't want to play around with the Detroit Pistons team. Could they go to Detroit and lose? Yes, and come back for a very iffy game 7. Yeah, I mean, I'm not betting on that, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happened and the Knicks end up being the same old Knicks and getting bounced in the first round unceremoniously with the amount of money they spent in trade acquisitions to be in a position to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. Definitely make it past the first round, and it still holds true. If Tom Thibodeau isn't able to get through this series, I do think he will get fired. Big problem with this New York Knicks team is what I'm seeing is that for whatever reason, they need to start. Towns needs to establish himself on the post, especially getting towards the late game. He just wants to hover around the perimeter and then start his attack with Tobias Harris having a lot of runway on him, and Tobias Harris is much quicker than Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know why Tom Thibodeau can't figure out that offensive philosophy. Very simple in what they're doing with all those assistants on the bench. I mean, get that brother on the block. Another big problem, even bigger than that one, is this team is only good when Jalen Brunson goes berserk in the fourth quarter. Okay, I think Tibbs has been relying too much on Brunson closing games out. Brunson is one of the bona fide closers. He won the clutch player of the year in the NBA. He's 4 for 16. This was a very bad game by Jalen Brunson. Abysmal game. I don't know how much he's been hurt in the second half, but you're out there on the court, so by his standards, this is a terrible game. Mikal Bridges gave you a Mikal Bridges game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we haven't seen a game. I mean, for the amount of picks they've given Mikal Bridges, given away to get Mikal Bridges, I haven't seen like this one, like the one Mikal Bridges game that he just goes off, goes for 30 plus, right? Maybe that happened in this series. I don't know. I don't recall. All right, but you have him for spots like this. Karl Anthony Towns, closeout games like this. Where you at, big guy? Right? I was. If the Knicks had won, I would be singing a different tune about the New York Knicks. Just because I do like their roster. If you just look at their size, the big man Mitchell played very well, admirable. Okay, there a lot of missed free throws. Okay, I mean he's not a good free throw shooter, obviously. So that was bad. Okay, that was very bad. Brunson missed 3 free throws. Uncharacteristic of Brunson missing 3 free throws when he's a good free throw shooter. You know what I'm saying? Anunoby, I don't know how he didn't get no foul calls. I don't know. I got to look at the foul shooting discrepancy for the Detroit Pistons. They seem like they shot way more free throws is what it's looking like than the New York Knicks. Interesting. Okay, what, 16, 18 free throws to what, 12, 15, 18. Look at that. Look, I mean, bro, I know they didn't hit, but that's a lot of free throws. That's a lot of free throws, man. That's a lot of free throw. That's a big free throw discrepancy considering how physical they played. I'm surprised the Knicks weren't getting some of those free throw calls. But nonetheless, though, they got to make the free throws they can. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get a chance to take that many. Or no, I didn't count the bench ones too. Okay, I may be off. It might be closer than I thought. My bad. Either way, gotta make free throws. You know what I'm saying? So not a good game for the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? This makes a pivotal game 6. They got to win that game in Detroit. Otherwise, the chirping is going to start. And then, Giannis just got exited by the Indiana Pacers. And could the Knicks be in the Giannis sweepstakes? I've been hearing more rumblings about that. Tom Thibodeau, can he get out of this round unscathed? Right? And then while you're in it, like Tom Thibodeau, he's done this before. You rely on Jimmy Butler. You rely on one guy. You rely on, what is that one guy? Derrick Rose. You know what I'm saying? Like, you rely on just one guy. He relies on one workhorse player and gives a lot of players minutes. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And it can break them. It can break these players down. I'm not surprised with these injuries that it's like these little knick-knack and hard on the floor and Brunson tweaking this and that. You know what I'm saying? And they needed to get through this, rest up for the next round. And no, anything can happen now in Detroit. Players' bodies can start dropping for the Knicks. Detroit likes this game being physical and whatnot. But, I mean, it's been basically the Brunson or bust show. Okay? And when Brunson ain't got it going, this is what you get. This is exactly what you get. And you know what? They played a great defensive job on Brunson, trapping him a lot, doubling him a lot when they can. And they didn't allow him to close out in the fourth quarter. Very good defense and smart, savvy coaching by Bickerstaff. The New York Knicks could be in some trouble, even though they're still up one game. But it's the New York Knicks. That's the shame part. I gotta say it in the back of my head. It's still the New York Knicks. Anyways, guys, let me know what you thought about this game. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.